this week I spent a whole week on one decision that will influence probably the next 5 months. So I was like, okay, it's good to spend 1 week on this to make a calibrated and most probable optimal decision on this. So what I did, like, I had an assumption. Then I checked the assumptions, all the variables of it, the hypothesis, and then I will make a decision out of that. And then after that, there will be observable things that you can observe that is it working or not. And if you're able to spot the dominant variable that will tell you that does it work or not, right? Then you can avoid human bias. And my learning is that always when you make a decision, before you commit, define a decision threshold from the most dominant variable. That will help you later in the execution phase to avoid bias. And you know exactly what will you do if this thing happens. What will you do if this thing happens? Got it. So the steps are that, yeah, research the variables, understand the variables, make a hypothesis, assumption, same thing. So then define a decision. What is your decision from that? Got it. Then after you define the decision, do not execute yet. Then spend some time to think like, okay, what are the dominant variables that will tell me if this is working or if it's failing? And then how much time it will take for me to know this, right? So once you think those, then you have something that you can observe later, and then you make a decision threshold. So you write down like, if X, Y, and Z happens, then we do this. So if in this timeline this thing happens, then we do this. So then we might continue the development. If X, Y, and Z happens, then we do this. Oh, so if by this time we have not reached this goal, this observable outcome, uh, then we stop the development, for example. And then the last step is that you monitor that during the execution of that decision.